Alright, Dawn. So, I am going to basically do the response to your tipping video. Actually, it's a response of another girl's video, and I saw the video that she originally did, and I mean, about the whole tipping thing. First about her video. I didn't feel like she was really hostile in the way that she did the video. I didn't feel like she came off, in any particular way. Because today, maybe I'm just numb, but everybody talks like that. Everybody, got the same, I guess, demeanor, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't really feel like, it was that bad. But I understand what she's saying. Yeah, if you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. But my thing is, when you're going to a restaurant that has, things in the menu that's that expensive, and I don't know if it was 4 people or however many that, and your total bill is going to come to $160 for 4 people, then you should come prepared for a tip bigger than $8. You know what I'm saying? Like, generally how much that restaurant costs. For example, me, and it was about 8 of us, we all went to Outback, and our bill came out to $160. It was 8 of us, and a couple people had, drinks too. So it was just like everybody, of course we all split it up, because everybody had their own little things, but it's just like, you don't go, no, good way you're going to spend $30, on your food and bring a $3 tip. Like, but I mean, that's 10%, but I don't even think 10% is good. But what is that? Yeah, that's 10%. So for me now personally, what I do, when I go out with a group, I tend to look at what everybody else is giving, but most of the time I try to give a $5 tip, because I don't really go places that I spend more than $30, on my own stuff, because I normally just do like an entree. I don't do the whole appetizer entree thing, dessert. So I normally don't even spend $30, probably like $15 to $20. So if I'm spending $20, I'm gonna leave a $5 tip. Like, I don't go through, I never go through calculating. If I have to break out the calculator, it's because your service was whack. You know what I'm saying? It's because your service was not up to par. But recently I went to Uno's, and I mean, it was crazy because the waiter was like, he stumbled. Well, he didn't really stumble. He was actually really, really nice, but he took my order. I ordered a drink. He brought me the wrong drink. Then the order I gave him for the entree I wanted, he came back like 20 minutes later or 15 minutes later, and I was like, I'm really sorry, but apparently they've taken that off the menu. I had to reorder. So I mean, it was actually a not that great of an experience, but because of his nature, because of his personality, I gave him a $10 tip on a $17 bill. So I mean, it's just like, I don't know, me, when I deal, in situations like that, if it really all comes down to how great your personality was, what the service was like. You could screw up 15 million times, but if each time you come back, you have a smile, positive attitude, you're going to get a good tip from me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if the food wasn't good. If you take that food, you know what? Well, let me get you another one. You're going to get, you're going to get something from me. And that's just the way, I don't know, I just think that's the way it should be. It all depends on what you want to make, And I worked in commissions, and so if you could dedicate that entire day to giving subpar service, and you would make subpar money. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what you want to give. So the only thing is, the girl's video didn't talk at all about what his service was like. So I assume that his service was fine, was okay, because she didn't complain not once about how his service was. She was just complaining about the expense of the bill or whatever. And it's like, well, you knew that because you weren't going to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So I just think people should be more cognizant of that, because, you'll never, ever, ever, though, you'll never be paid what your time is worth. That's all with jobs. That's all you do. You're getting paid for your time, paid by the hour. But that hour of service is never going to be, paid at its actual value. So for you to expect, this great large tips from people, or even adequate tips, honestly, is sometimes putting yourself, at a disadvantage. I always expect the least. I've never worked as a waiter or waitress, but I would expect the least. I would expect a $2 to $3 tip, just so that, it may be setting the bar low so that you're um, overwhelmed or whatever, but if that's what you have to do, you do it. And I do agree, Dewan, that you do go into that career knowing that you're gonna have good and bad days. You know that you're gonna come across people that aren't gonna tip you as much. You're gonna come across people that'll leave you a $50 tip on a $2 bill. Just because they felt like being nice that day. So it all comes with the territory. But I love tipping well when it's deserved, because I don't know, it just makes me feel good in any aspect. It makes me feel good to give something to people. Like, I bought my mom that leather jacket. Hearing her voice when I told her that I was buying her a leather jacket itself lifted my day up, because she was, excited. She was glad. She was happy. And I was just like, yeah, I was like, good. So the same thing when I bought her the Nintendo Wii. It made me feel so good that she absolutely loved it. And so the little, when I gave the guys tip, I gave him 20, the bill's like $17.30. I gave him $27.30, and I said, that extra, that's your tip. He was like, thank you so much. Thank you for being so cooperative. I'm like, no, it's no problem, but they make you feel good. So if you don't tip for any other reason, because they deserve it or whatever, tip to make yourself feel good, So that's all. Bye.